one and only Magneto 7 in the building. Hey, I'm here. He's here. Listen, while we get IG back on, because I think IG dropped out. While we get IG back on, let me go ahead and let's talk for a second. This is episode 155. Episode 155. Happy 4th to everybody. You know what I mean? Happy 4th. I got a question for everybody. All of the chats. TikTok, IG, Facebook, Patreon. I got a question. Oh yeah, YouTube. My bad. I have really been slutting out YouTube for like the past 2 weeks. I have been forgetting to shout everybody out, but I'm going to shout everybody out in the chat. So stay there. Make sure you stay there. And make sure you share the live. But how do we waive the 4th of July now? How do we waive the 4th of July in 2024? And I want to know, like, how do y'all waive the 4th of July? This is a poll. Do y'all feel like 4th of July should be rated up there with Christmas and Thanksgiving? Or like, is 4th of July like the cousin to all of these people? It's like, yo, I'm going to holler at you at some point when I see you, but we ain't really related. Like, how do y'all treat the 4th of July? I want to know. Like, tell me in the chat. Is it important? Is it something that, you're going to bypass? What do y'all think? And I'm going to be looking at all of the chats, too. But 4th of July, what do you think about it? But anyway, we're here. Episode 155. Honestly, I'm trying not to get super deep today. I'm trying not to get in my conspiracy bag. I'm literally trying to just have a little bit of fun. This might not even be a full hour episode. I don't know. Pre-show only went over by like 5 minutes or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. We're going to see what we get. Tim Jacobs Sr. says, can you please listen to the song I sent you? You gotta give me some more context, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's for Monday night. So I'll go ahead and we'll do a little bit of housekeeping up front. So everybody, all of my musicians, all of my producers, all of my singers, songwriters that want to submit music, we are having the music review on Monday. You get a review. Right? And also, this is how I'm doing things moving forward too, because music reviews is going to be a whole nother show. Like how I'm doing right now with y'all back and forth with the podcast. Music review is going to be the same type of thing in a whole nother content space. And the only reason I'm doing this is where my mind is, right? I want to make sure that I have enough bandwidth to give everybody a voice. Everybody. I want everybody to have some type of voice. And even if the voice is bad, that you have, I don't want to be the only one to tell you that the voice is bad. I want other people to be like, yeah, Nito ain't, he's telling you the truth. I want to do all of these things for independent artists and the producers, so y'all can not only get the interaction with me and my audience, because guess what? Music reviews also goes on Patreon, which is also a subscription only. Shouts out to me. But I got some real people like this, like heavy hitters that's on Patreon. It ain't that big yet, like YouTube. It ain't as big as YouTube yet, but it will get there, right? We just started Patreon this year. We started YouTube back in 2021. YouTube is 15,000 subs as of today. Yeah. Actually, it was probably 15,000 subs at the beginning of the week. I just never checked the numbers. I never checked. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, back to it. If you do want to submit music through that little purple, like the purple flyer I got on my page. Submit it to that. It's not free. And I will play the music, but it's not on this show. It'll be on Monday night show. Monday night show has a whole nother. It's dope. You just got to show up. But anyway, we got the music reviews. Now we got summer school. Summer school will be starting July, second week in July. I mean the third week in July. My summer camp will be started for producers. And I'm in between names. I'm just calling it Nito and Friends right now, but we're gonna be teaching you music production. We're gonna be teaching you the publishing game. We're gonna be teaching you the licensing game. We're gonna be teaching you what's the sync situation. And I'm gonna show you my templates and how I build music in the computer. And it's a lot. And it's 2 weeks worth of information. That I'm gonna be giving all of my people that take the course. But anyway, I think that's it for housekeeping. Maybe. Oh yeah, and join the Lucrative community, man. Join the Lucrative community. I got some more stuff coming up. Me and my wife got some stuff coming up for all of the homeowners, all of the homeowners, and isn't no state specific, but we want to give y'all some stuff. We want to give y'all some stuff. So all of my new homeowners, all of my future homeowners, if you're in the middle of going through negotiations, or if you're about to close and you're one of those, like in that space, I want to give you something. I want to give you something. Not always say give you something. It is cash wise. It is cash. So all of my homeowners, we got something coming up for y'all very soon. Just lock in with me. Lock in with me. Good. I think that's all the housekeeping. All right, so back to it. What I was saying is, I think, let's see, this is the 4th of July. I want to have some fun today. Y'all have been sending me stuff all week. Yo, I love all of my followers, especially on Instagram, because Instagram, they be sending me stuff all the time. I can normally wake up to a DM worth of content, infinite content, back to back, right? And it ends up being, what do I actually want to talk about? What do I actually want to shed light on? Because this is how I do things. I don't believe in just podding just to be podding. I believe in providing value for people. I believe in providing context, at least my context. I don't got nobody else to go back and forth except for y'all. Y'all are my co-audience. All of my audience members on all the platforms. Y'all are my co-hosts. It's kind of like Wendy Williams. I get why Wendy Williams used to do that now, and like how Sherry does that. I get why all of the big shows do it, because you want the interaction with your audience, and you want them to be a part of the content. The way they're a part of the content is via comments in the chat. Sometimes they might pop up on the screen and we go back and forth like that. That's how the audience is a part of your content, right? So I like that. I like where we are. I like the changes that we're making right now. But let's see. Did we lose the camera? I think we lost the camera on. It is what it is. We good. As long as we got TikTok and we got YouTube and Patreon, we good. We good. All right. So first off, I was really trying to decide whether I wanted to get a little bit messy today. I don't really feel like getting too messy. And when I say messy, I'm talking about the whole Columbus Short podcast thing. I'm not. I do want to talk about it, but I don't. All right, let's touch it. We'll touch it for one hot second, and then we got to get off of it. So, I don't know how many people have if you've been under a rock. Like, I love to be under the rock. I love to be under the rock all the time. But anyway, the Columbus Short was on a podcast. I should have gotten the name of the podcast, but I think everybody has seen the clip by now. And he's talking about black women. And so this is my thing. All right, this is my thing. And I'm gonna touch it and we're gonna get off of it. I'm gonna touch it. If there's some ladies in the chat, if you're offended, my apologies. I'm gonna just do that. Give you all the disclaimers up front. But this is how I look at it. Right? And keep in mind, when I speak about stuff, I am actually I'm coming from the place of being married for, what we just celebrate, 13 years, 14 years, right at 13 years. It's like 3 weeks ago too. I'm trash. But anyway, when you're in the middle of doing the work and you're having so much fun, you lose track of time, right? That's what you're supposed to say. I'm gonna say that. But speaking from that experience, speaking from growing up with all black women in the household, speaking from being friends with a lot of black women, speaking from having conversations with a lot of black women that might know that's been having issues troubleshooting where to place men in their life, right? Having those issues. I'm speaking on the Columbus Short coming from that standpoint, right? I have noticed what he's saying, and granted, maybe I should have more white women friends, more Asian women friends. I don't really know too much about their culture. So if you do want to chime in, please. I welcome it. But what I noticed is this. What he said on the live, to sum it up, he was pretty much saying that the women don't want to be submissive, and it's It's in a man's DNA to want to provide, and I'm paraphrasing. It's in a man's DNA to want to provide, and whenever you take that provision aspect of a relationship away, then you probably don't really want to be with it. Then you get faced with some of the pushback, and you get faced with some of the rah, rah, rah energy, right? That's what he was saying. And this is my thing. This is how we look at the whole situation. I don't think a lot of what he said was wrong. I don't think a lot of what he said was wrong. I will say this. This is how I look at it. I look at everything from a very micro standpoint, like from the smallest point ever. I look at it like this. Just from the point that the Shade Room posted with him talking about that, and then they lit him up in the comments. Prove this point. Just from whatever the Shade Room posted on Columbus Short, talking to black women, whatever, just from the post that he posted and then looking at the comments, proved this point. It proved this point. Because this is how I look at it. I look at it like this. I'm wondering how many other women, and maybe I don't know, all my white women friends, where y'all at? All the white women friends, I got a few white women friends. Where y'all at? I need y'all to chime in on this conversation, because I think this is how I look at humans and just life. I feel like everybody has something to learn from somebody. Everybody got something to learn from somebody, right? When I had my 9-to-5 last year, from 2015 to last year, when I had my 9-to-5, I was going back and forth to work. And before I had that 9-to-5, and I had a lot of white counterparts there at the job. When I say white, I'm talking about black, and I'm talking about white, I'm talking about Asian, I'm talking about Hispanic, I'm talking about like Indian. I had a lot of coworkers that was just, it was broad. I never knew that white people could be so cool on that level. Honestly. And we talking about, I was in my 30s. I was in my 30s when I got that job. I never knew that we could be as cool as we are from a relational standpoint, right? I've never been a racist guy. I've never been one of the people that say, yeah, just black or nothing. You know what? If you black, you need to have your own black stuff in the black neighborhood with the black coffee and the black milk, and you gotta have the black supermarket, and then you gotta shouts out to Dr. Umar, yo. Shouts out to Dr. Umar. I've never been the guy to say, well, it's just black, and also this. I'll also say this. I've never been the guy to say, yo, you should only date black women. If it's a white dude, you should only date white women. If it's an Asian dude, you should only date Asian. I've never been that guy. I've always been the guy to say, what makes sense? What makes sense? Does that make sense for you? All right, cool. Do your thing. But this is where I think we've gotten. I think we've gotten here. I think we've gotten to the point where makes sense has been diluted with emotions and opinions. That's where I think we are. I'll say it again. I feel like common sense and what makes sense for you, right? What makes sense for you has been diluted with emotions and opinions. I'll say that. This is why I say this. This is why I say it. Going back to the Columbus Short thing. He has the right to feel whatever he feels. He has the right to say whatever he feel like saying. This is where the issue comes in. When you try to persuade somebody to think the way you think and move the way you move, and then, well, I eat this. How you probably out of shape because you don't eat what I eat. Or you don't do that for your wife. She probably don't like you because you don't do right. When you get into that bucket of nothingness. Now you're trying to overshadow your opinions with the way I move. That's not what this was ever supposed to be. You should have never. Being a human and being black, white, whatever you are, should have never been overshadowed with someone's opinions and their emotions on how you move, right? So, shouts out to Columbus Short, man. Shouts out. Again, I think just the Shade Room and all of the outlets, all the social media outlets that posted his clip, just from them posting it and then looking back at the comments, that proved the point. That proved the point. It proved the point. Period. All right. All right. So the right exposure, what up? Phil, what up? Did I do a roll call? Yo, you let me forget the roll call. We're like almost 30 minutes in. My bad. Everybody on all the chats. My bad. I'm gonna do the roll call right quick. Let me do that right quick. Tim Jacobs, what up? You say you sent the email, but it keeps pausing. Just send me a DM. Send me a DM and I get with you after I finish the show. All right. I think Najee, what up? Rosa, what up? I'm gonna just say Apple user. I'm not reading all of them numbers. I'm not reading. I'm not doing that. Not today. Not today. Many, and I see many, then I see JoJo at the end. Everything in between, I can't see it. I need a new prescription. I'm sorry, but what's up? Welcome. Jason, what up? And that's all I see. All right, let me go over to Instagram. Trey, what up? Aladdin, Arabian Nights, running the sea. Aladdin, what up, bro? What up? El Ketchup One, what up? Philip North 15, what up? The right exposure, what up? I just said something to you. Carter Daniel, what up? Super Nice, what up? Keywords, what up? Azan, we got Azan and we got Trey in the building. The Box Boys in the building tonight. Hey! It's an inside joke. If y'all are on Patreon, y'all wondering what the Box Boys in, then you just gotta come to a music review and then you'll understand. If you come to a music review, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. But Tyrone, what up? Moby, what up? Bass Hole Music, what up? AA Marie, what up? Mr. Willie forever, man. I love seeing people that I actually know. Mr. Willie, what up, big dog? Let me see. It's in the middle of you asking me. We need more attention on fathers. Yo, all right. So this ain't even Father's Day. Okay, did we talk about it? I don't think we talked about it. I think I ran from that conversation. So this is the thing. All right, so to backtrack, and we're gonna get to the actual business. I was trying to have a fun pod, really. I was really trying to have fun. But anyway, in June, I made a joke, right? It was a joke on, I think, Threads. I started a joke and I said, yo, I thought that like if we were gonna have like Men's Mental Health Month, how did it get overshadowed by another month? Right? And I'm gonna say that. If we were supposed to be Men's Mental Health Month in June. Did y'all know that? Let me ask all of the chats. Did y'all know that the month of June was supposed to be Men's Mental Health Month? Or did you just know it was Pride Month? Did you know it was Pride Month? Or did you know it's... Oh, Tim, you done came over to Instagram. What up, big dog? You back over here. Flex, what up? So this is, and I'm laughing for this reason. I think back to the Columbus short thing. It's back to the Columbus short thing for me because it's all connected, right? If I think of the month of July and it was supposed to be Men's Mental Health Month, right? How did it get overshadowed by Pride Month? And then if it was a situation where it was supposed to be Men's Mental Health Month, why do we have to put it in the same month as Pride Month? Is it me or is this weird? I just want to know. Because I feel like everything when it comes to applauding a man, when it comes to helping a man, when it comes to things that men can benefit from, I think the people that came before us have put a stigma on that. And for me, being a man, it's like, yo, y'all can't continue to just beat up on men in general. You can't continue to beat up on men. You got to nurture us at some point. You have to nurture us at some point. Don't just nurture us when you see we about to burn off a foot. Oh, it just seemed crazy to me. All my fellas, am I right? Am I right? It's like, yo, don't just try to don't do all of these things temporarily. Like, do the things right. Anyway, yeah, but Columbus short, I get it. Tim, okay, you say TikTok freezing. All right, everybody on TikTok, my bad. We'll figure it out. I said that like kitchen. I run for your life. All right, let's go here. I wanted to start the pod on a good note, but we're a few minutes in now. I want to talk about this. Shouts out to Dan. Dan C. I wish I know he. But anyway, shouts out to Dan C for sending me this clip from Tide Capital. He was talking about real estate, and let's talk about it. All right, let's listen to this and let's talk about it.
Problem that's going on in America right now that ain't nobody really addressing. I was in Nashville, Tennessee this past weekend. So while I was there, I noticed that they got beautiful homes in Nashville, like beautiful homes. So I'm an inquisitive person. So when I see that, I'm like, I wonder how much these homes cost. So I see how much the homes cost. Everyone I looked up, at least $1 million, 1.2, 1.3. And mind you, these homes, they around 4,000 square feet, probably like 4 bedrooms at most. All right, so if a 4-bedroom costs 1.2, 1.3, whatever, let me see like a smaller home, how much it costs. So I saw this other house, and it was only like 2,000 square feet. And I'm gonna pull up a picture so y'all can see it. And when I looked up the house was $570,000, right? But that's not the trip. That's not what I'm tripping on, right? So it's 570, cool. It's 2024. So I'm like, let me see the price history. Like, how much was this house worth? How much did it sell for, like, within the last 10 years? So I looked it up. So that same house that's 570, in 2017, the house sold for $67,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. It went from $67,000 in 2017 to $570,000 in 2024. That's just a 7-year period. So I'm like, wait, hold up. This got to be some kind of anomaly, right? This can't be. This isn't normal. So I keep looking up houses that's in the same area as the house that I'm mentioning, and all of the houses around 2017, 2018, they were all around $100,000, and now they're all in the 550s and above. So I got to thinking, right? Because I'm like, this is something that's kind of going around like nationwide. This is not like just in one city or select cities. This is like happening everywhere. Because I remember when I was purchasing my home, I went to go look at a beautiful house out here in Dallas. It was like 4,500 square feet, and it was $850,000. And when I was talking to the realtor, I was like, just out of curiosity, how much does this house cost in 2020? And I remember when I asked him, he started laughing. He was like, you don't want to know that.
All right, so yo, Trey, I don't know if it kills the live on Instagram, but I'll paraphrase it for you so you can understand what he was talking about. So I was just listening to a guy talking about inflation and the housing market and what it was for everybody on TikTok. My apologies, it's still loading. It's doing the whole spinning wheel thing. It says verify. All right, we good. All right, so anyway, what it was saying is the guy, to paraphrase it, to bring everybody up to speed, because I think IG said it was muted or something like that. But 40, yo, congratulations, bro. Congratulations. So Trey, what he was saying was, to sum it up, the housing market is so ridiculous right now, and he's glad he bought his house back in, I think, 2020 or something like that. But now the housing market is so ridiculous, he don't know how millennials will be able to buy a house. He does not know how millennials will be able to buy a house, right? That was the whole premise of the whole conversation. This is what I would say. First off, y'all make sure y'all join my Lucrative community, because I talk about this type of stuff, and I talk about a lot of just how to get money. Just holla at me. Join Lucrative Community. I'll give you a week for free. After that, it's $20 a month. But anyway, and I'm coaching you every week. But anyway, so I don't think that nobody will be able to afford a house, especially if you come from the generation that feels like this one job is enough for me. This one job that I'm doing right now, I can provide for myself and my family, and I'm good. If you ever feel like you're good working a 9 to 5, I think that those people will be sadly mistaken. Or your income could be so good. Your income could be good enough where you can offset some of the inflation. But this is how I look at everything. I don't think you can out-earn inflation. I don't think you can out-earn inflation. The reason I say that is, and all my musicians, I be talking like on real estate and financial world. All of my musicians, do y'all understand what inflation is? First off, JB, what up? What up, Jay? What up? So inflation, like I'm gonna give you inflation for dummies in like 5 seconds. No, like 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Inflation for dummies. Inflation says whenever there's a lot of something on the market, a lot of something, right? The price will probably be low. Whenever there's a lot of something that exists and it's at your fingertips, it's right here, your phalanges, it's right there. If it's a lot of something and it's right there for you and everybody could get it, the price will probably be low. Whenever there's a little bit of something and a lot of people want it, the price will probably be high. Thank you. That's it. That's all it is. Inflation 101. Right? But this is the issue. This is the issue. I feel like, and I don't want to get political. But I guess it is. You really can't get around it. Really can't get around it. You got one group of people that say, and I'm not saying nobody's right. I'm not saying nobody's wrong, but this is how I look at it. This is how I analyze who I'm gonna vote for. This is how I analyze what makes sense for me. This is also how I look at voting for city council members and the people that's gonna be in office for my immediate area, not just the presidential stuff. Everything that exists from aldermen, what they stand for. Like I said, city council board members. Did you know that your county has a CEO? I bet most people don't even know that. The county that you currently live in has a CEO. Guess how that CEO gets in there? You vote for him. Right? So I look at those things before I do the presidential side of things, because guess what? Everything that board council member does, or that alderman that's in charge of your area, or the person that's in charge of not just your area but your state, and those people are going to be the ones that go to the upper people and say, look, we want to do this over here. Oh, y'all going to do that? All right, well, in Georgia, we're going to do this, right? We vote for those people, right? So if those people do things and take them up the ladder and say, we think we need this in our area, and then the presidential candidates or anybody else says, all right, cool, that's what y'all want to do, you're going to do that? How much money you need to do that? They say, we need this much money, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. When you get the money from anybody, there is going to be a tax of some sort placed on top of it. It's going to be a tax. It might be a house tax. It might be in the form of inflation with gas prices going up to $5. It might be a food tax where you were used to pay $1.50 or $2 for milk. Now that joint's $5 for milk. You're going to pay for whatever was requested in some shape or form, right? You're going to pay for it. So this is when it goes back to, now this is probably one of the only things I would say Trump is responsible for, and it can be looked at in both ways, right? One way is this. When the pandemic came up and everybody was struggling, they said, man, I can't go to work. We need to eat. We ain't got no money in the account. How we gonna do this? Right? But most of us. So he was in office. He said, all right, we're gonna do the stimmies. We're gonna send y'all folk the stimmies. And we're going to send y'all the stimmies based on the economy getting better at some point. And we're going to give you these stimmies knowing that we're going to have to do some type of inflation in some area, but it don't have to be as bad. We can space it out over a certain amount of time. And this is one of my questions, right? And y'all can answer this in the chat. This is one of my questions, but y'all can answer this in the chat. I don't know that the US's system is built from the standpoint where you have somebody like the fact that we rotate presidents every 4 years. I don't know that that's beneficial for an economy. I don't know that that's really beneficial for sustainability. For this reason, I feel like you really think about it as a business. Do it like that. Let's think about it as a business. If you had a business, or if you have a business, year one, you start. That's the conception of the business, right? Year one, what most people say? Most people say, well, you start a new business and you're an entrepreneur, you probably gonna fail in year one. You just gonna be trying to get off the ground. You're gonna just try to keep your business open. Let me do this. Let me do this right quick. How many businesses fail? All right. So it says right here on the Small Business Administration report, it says 80% of small businesses survive the first year. However, the sources have different numbers. One source says 23%. One source says 18%. Another source says 25%. Another source says the Bureau of Labor Statistics says 20%. So let's do this. Let's round it up. Let's say the average business fails or survives the 5-year mark. 5 years. The average business survives 5 years, right? How could we expect a president to get into office and actually make good changes, and those changes are sustainable, and then the next person that comes into office can build on what's been built and we keep it going? And if I'm having a lower level conversation, it's cool. We can get somebody that's in that world on the pod. But this is how I look at it. I look at it like that. If we can't expect a small business to survive the first 5 years, how are we expecting real change to happen in 4? How are we expecting that? Sustainable change. Right? So that's one thing I look at. And then the second thing I look at is, what's a person's track record? Emotions aside, I'm one of the people, I don't care. I ain't gonna say I don't care how you talk to me, because I will feel a way and I will react to something. I will react, right? But I'm gonna go into the average conversation and the average, like the place. I'm gonna go into the average space with the temperament of we all are on the same even space, and we're all gonna conversate. We're all gonna communicate on the same level where I respect you, you respect me, and we're gonna do this thing. We got business, right? Stand on business. That's stand on business. Put respect on my name. Put respect on your name. Right? That. Knowing that part, that's how I do business. I expect candidates to do that. I expect if 50% of it's gonna be lies, at least let the other 50% be something that's gonna benefit me. That's how I look at it. Because we all know, come on, y'all. We ain't seen some of these people the whole time. Every time they come through for the campaign, I'm going to come eat chicken with you. I'm going to come do a step with your sorority and your frat. I'm going to come to your church. I'm going to talk about my plans for this, and that. Right? Knowing that you're going to do this every 4 years, and knowing that you're probably going to lie about a lot of the stuff you're going to do, at least let the lies be the lies, and then the actual thing that you said you're going to do that. The other 50%, just let that be delivering on something. I look at candidates like that. So back to the housing market. If we knew that everything was going to be inflated the way it is, why would we be hungry for the free cash? right? Free cash ain't free. You gonna pay for free cash will be paid for over time. It is called what? Inflation. Congratulations, you won it. And honestly, just think about it like this. This is the last thing. This is the last thing, and we're gonna talk straight about the houses. I promise you. Last thing. Why wouldn't we expect for a tax to be put on top of some money that was given away for free? Why wouldn't we expect the tax to be put on top of it? Because you think about it like this. If you yourself, I'm gonna say Leroy Johnson. This is a black name I came up with first. You, Leroy Johnson, you came up, you said, look, man, I want to help out. I want to help your thing out. I see what y'all doing. I like what you're doing. I got some money. I got a little bit of extra money. I'm going to give you this, but when I get it back, at least let me get like 5%. Let me get 5% on top. Or let me get 10% on top. I like even numbers. Let me get 10% on top. And you go say, all right, cool. I got this new business, man. Hey, man, you go give me the money? You say, yeah, I'm going to give you the money. All right, cool. So Leroy Johnson digs in his pocket. He writes you one of the biggest checks you ever seen in your life. Check might be for $100,000. Off of that $100,000, how much you got to pay him back, class? $110. You got to pay $110 back. 10% on top of $100,000, $110. That's it, right? Why would you be mad at Mr. Leroy Johnson for wanting the 10% on top of the $100,000 when he gave you $100,000? Anyway, so back to the housing conversation. I believe that millennials will be able to afford certain houses, but there will be the ones that will be able to afford it are not going to be the ones that say, oh yeah, it's just soft life. I just want to live. I just want to float. I just want to do the thing. That's how I feel like all of them be talking. I just want to do my thing. I just want to float. I just want to. No. Those won't be the ones that buy houses. Unfortunately. The ones that buy houses is going to be the ones that say, well, yeah, I got this business. I'm doing this business. I know I've generated this type of revenue. I did this revenue, right? And you just start spilling it out. I think those are going to be the ones that get the money, period. Those are going to be the ones to get the money. Those are going to be the ones that can afford the houses, right? And all the other ones is just like, yo, all right, cool. Rent from us. If you don't want to be serious about your income and you don't want to be serious about growing, do your thing. I got a house for you to rent. I got you. What you say, Trey? Trey said they're gonna be able to afford it, but it ain't gonna be what they want. Yeah, that's true. I can see that too. You know what? I was having a conversation a few years ago, and I'm gonna go to the next clip, and then we gotta wrap this joint up. But I was having a conversation a few years ago about the housing market and what I foresaw it going. This is probably like 2019. This is before the pandemic. It's crazy. But I was having a conversation about that, and I think a lot of people were just like, yo, well, I feel like the growth. This is all my agent friends, all of my investor friends, yo, the growth. And then we all got hit with the pandemic. Then we all got hit with COVID. And everybody said, well, yeah, the growth is still there. Now's the time. Ain't no time better than now, man. They giving the money away. The money is cheap. They kept saying it, right? And I saw a lot of my friends go into the hole getting money that was cheap, so they thought. And then they started to buy more and more real estate, stacking up. I'm talking about millions. Stacking up on real estate. And my only concern has always been the what if. I have lived in the what if, right? The what if is not a fun place to live in. The what if will put you in a very compromising position. I'll say it like that. Living in the what if. So I saw a lot of them getting these loans, the contracting loan and the new build loan and all this stuff, right? And they said, yo, we gonna get this cheap, right? I don't even live over here. I just bought the house over. I had a lot of that. Now I'm seeing a lot of those same friends having to dump off a lot of the real estate. The only reason they got to dump the real estate because they can't afford it. And they probably couldn't. It's not them personally being able to afford it, but you got to look at the market from all standpoints. When you buy a house and you buy that house with intentions on renting it out to somebody, how likely is it that the person that you rent it out to, you can get 10 more people like that or 100 more people like that you vet, same income, same type of lifestyle, same type of everything, right? Scheduling and all that stuff. Because I look at it like this, even this. I might be reluctant to rent a property to a content creator. I might be reluctant to rent a property to a content creator. I'm gonna tell you why. And most people say because they ain't making no money. No, a lot of people are making good money. A lot of content creators are making good money, but I don't look at it from the standpoint of just the money. I look at it from the standpoint of wear and tear on the property. Wear and tear on the property. If you have somebody that's solely doing content creation from the house, how often are you going to have to rebuild an AC unit? How often are you going to have to change out a furnace? How often are you going to have issues with the water, issues with roofing? Well, not that's going to happen either way, but the wear and tear that you put on a house from somebody being in it all the time, 24/7, I look at it like that. So like, all right, I see that you making some bread on content, but yo, if I rent my house to you and you're at the house all the time, how many times am I gonna have to come back and replace stuff? Hey, Quentin, appreciate the follow, yo. Appreciate the follow. But how many times am I gonna have to come back, fix something, repair something, replace something, and then don't be a content creator, got animals. And then when I say animal, I'm talking about kids too. I got kids. Kids can be animals sometimes. I just said, don't be one of them. I'm looking at you. I'm going to size you up, and it's not being racist. I'm just really looking at my investment and saying, okay, based off of this, and if I planned on buying this piece of property, renting it out for 5 years, and then selling it and taking my profit, right? And even in that, we got to talk. We got a lot to talk about. I'm going to second guess everything. I don't know. So you can't put me in a white person's body. Let's do that. Let's do it like that. Put me in a white person's body. And now everything that I'm saying, you like that, right? Put me in a white person's body. And then everything that I'm saying right now, I bet you they'll say, oh yeah, you being racist. No, I'm not. I want to know that you're going to take care of my stuff. What? Now I'm being racist. Okay, bet. Got you. So that's why I be like, yo, a lot of the stuff that we put the racist stamp on, like, let's stop it, yo. Let's stop it. Stop it. Some stuff is common sense. Some stuff is based on the group of people that's saying it. Sometimes. But I feel like even in that, we're getting away from that. I feel like we're getting away from that, and I think a lot of people will be like, oh, but what about the kids? What about the misogyny? Okay, this is how I look at all that. If you consistently indulge in things that feed you that type of content, then it's probably not the content. It's you. It's literally you. Like I was joking a few years ago. And I was like, yo, why do all of these thick girls just keep popping up on my feed? They just, I was like, yo, the algorithm just keep feeding me thick women. Like, I was like, yo, they just look good. But like, why does my algorithm keep doing? I said that a few years ago. And I typed it out and posted it. And then a computer nerd said, it's feeding you that because that's what you like to watch. I was like, really? How does the algorithm know that I like to watch thick women? So, but it's the algorithm is based off of your characteristics. Whatever you think you doing, whatever you like to indulge in, subconsciously too. Subconsciously. Whatever you scroll up and you tap on and you watch for a few minutes, the algorithm sees it. It's like the internet god. It sees it. It saw everything that you posted. It saw how long you stayed on the post. It saw if you went to go look at the page of the person. It saw it. The algorithm saw it. So since it saw you stay on that page and you looked at that thing long enough, it said, "Oh, you like this? Let me just give you some more of that. And you like that? Let me give you some more of it." So now my algorithm feeds me pretty much investing stuff. It feeds me real estate consistently. Now, some of the real estate agents be all right. But it feeds me the real estate stuff. It feeds me music business stuff, community building stuff. Cause that's what I'm in consistently on a consistent basis. When I'm scrolling, I do intentional scrolling. I don't just scroll just to be online. Right? And I'm not shaming anybody that does, but I just don't. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna go to the chat. Let's see. Facebook. I guess Facebook just be like, "Yo, we here, dog. We just here enjoying the show. Welcome. Thank you." Um. Oh, what's my 4th of July plans? That's a good question. So I don't know if y'all have seen. If y'all look at my wife's page, she's supposed to sing somewhere today. So we're gonna be at that show later on. Yeah, no cookout, none of that stuff. It's all about her today. And yeah. Then I'm gonna get some rest in, and then I don't know. And also we're working on this album. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. All of our time has been occupied with just either mixing, mastering, or just doing something constructive, right? So that's where we at with it. All right, I'm about to jump off. I don't see nobody say nothing in the chat. What up, Jose? What up, Tara? Hey, girl. Girl's name Tara. Be beautiful. Let's see, Box Boys, Sandman. What up? All right, if all hearts, minds, and souls are clear, we gonna get out of here. All right, we got any questions in the chat? I saw a question earlier that I wanted to respond to, but I was talking about the real estate stuff. Where is it at? 40 and shorties. 40s and shorties on Instagram says, "Hey man, I got my first deal. How much should I sell my first beat for? How did you get a deal? How did you get a deal and not sell a beat?" Okay, maybe I'm reading it wrong. Let me reread it. I'm gonna read it again. "Hey man, I got my first deal. How much should I sell my first beat for?" How much you sell your beat for is going to be based off of the market, unfortunately. You don't have a brand big enough for people to recognize you. And as a result of them recognizing you, they automatically put a dollar amount to your beat. And then you kind of have that wiggle room to play with. You don't have that equity with the fan base yet. So you almost gonna be giving your beat away for free. For real. You're almost gonna be giving your beat away for free. Cause you gotta look at it like this. And especially with the new artists. That's why it was one particular artist. I'm not gonna say a name. Not today. But it's one particular artist that I sent some music to. And I think Trey was like, "Yo, no, I don't think that's what it was." But for me, I look at it like this. If I have the built-in equity as a producer to not only give you a dope record, but to give you direction on how to deliver the record, and then turn around and give you direction on how to market the record, and then turn around and give you more direction on what a dope visual will look like for the record, and then tell you, okay, when you do your shows, maybe you should set this thing up. Like, if I have the ability to do that, and I have the equity built in, and the plaques and the Grammy and all that stuff, yeah, I'm gonna charge you. And it ain't gonna be $100. It ain't gonna be $200. I'm going to charge you because I have the equity built in. My brand is recognizable to a certain extent. right? Might not be Timberland status, might not be Dr. Dre status, might not be Just Blaze status, but I have a brand built in, right? I can I ain't gonna say I can demand a certain price, but I have a price, I have a threshold that I start at where I'm not gonna go beneath that threshold if I'm selling beats, right? So and this is for produce JBD or JDB underscore on Instagram. That's my response to that. That's my response. No, that was 40 ounce, 40 ounce, 40s and shorties, 40s and shorties. That was my response for him. All right, big up. What up? What up? Big Al official, big dog. What up? What up? Big Ali official. My bad. All right, I think we're done. We're done. Nobody say anything in the chat. I'm gonna check Facebook one last time. Luke Roberts, what up? I didn't even know you were over there, man. I've tried. So in the new space, we're gonna have a lot of things spaced out. So as far as moving forward, we have the new music review studio that's on the other side. We got that coming up. So music reviews will be over there, and it's gonna be dope. It's dope. I wish I could show y'all the layout, but y'all will see it when I go live. How about that? So that's gonna be changing. Podcast is gonna be changing a little bit. I'm gonna be adding some things to the podcast. I'm gonna be having more conversations with other people. So that's gonna be cool. And oh yeah, studio sessions. Studio sessions is gonna change a little bit too. So yeah, I'm gonna have a chat going on all of the feeds when I'm doing studio sessions, so y'all can kind of be a part of the session and join it. Yo, bro, I like the snare. Change the snare. Like all that stuff. That's fun, right? So all this stuff is coming up, and it's time to pivot. Everybody else also, almost forgot. I did tell my community, and I told the people on Monday night's music review that I'm going to change up music reviews a little bit for the month of July. I want to see how many of y'all experiment well, not properly. There's no such thing as properly, but I want to see how many of y'all can experiment with the music that y'all create from a writing standpoint and the production standpoint. I want to see how many different sounds and stuff y'all come up with, and I'm gonna cut some of the music review price so that y'all can do that, because I want to see people be creative again. I think there's been too many bag chasers in the music business, which chasing the bag is good. Getting to the bag is even better. But I feel like with musicians, you have to understand that the money is attached to the art. The money is attached to the art. The art is, if the art is very low quality, low effort content and music, if that's what you're creating, don't be mad when people don't want to pay you to do something. Right? Don't get mad if people don't want to pay you to come perform. Don't get mad when people don't want to even if people don't want to support you and download the song, the bare minimum, they don't want to download the song. Don't be mad if you know that you gave them low effort music. You bragged about it. You said, yo, I freestyled this joint. That was the joint that came out of my head, bro. Crazy, right? You took pride in telling somebody that you freestyled something and you took low effort. It took low effort for you to create that art. Don't be mad at them when they don't want to pay for it. You did it, right? So the month of July, I want to see everybody be creative again. Like I said, I will be cutting music review price for, I might just do like one joint. We already got one music review out the way, so we only got 3 more roughly. We only got 3 more for the whole month. So yeah, if y'all are interested in submitting music, make sure you send me a link, or you send me a DM on IG, TikTok. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description. Everything is all connected, right? Everything is all connected. You need to get at me, get at me. Also, if you are a business and you're wanting to promote your business on the podcast in front of TikTok crowd and the Instagram crowd, my Patreon crowd, and the 15,000 people that we got over on YouTube. If you want to promote your business on any of my platforms, shoot me a DM. I'm going to be doing some looking out some good looking out, right? And I promise you, I am compared to other people in this space. I promise you, I'm probably the most. I don't want to say cheapest. I don't want to say cheapest, but I'm the most reasonable. I'm the most reasonable. Because I'm not only going to promote your business, I'm going to actually put you on the pod and we interview and you talk about your business and we have a conversation about your business. So if you do want your business on this podcast, just shoot me a DM or shoot me a message on TikTok, or you see all of my emails. Shoot me a message and let's talk. Let's talk. I would love to be a part of what you got going on. All right. Till next week. Peace.